So, have you seen C-3PO, his new design in this movie?
Was he in the trailer?
He's not in the trailer, no.
No, probably not.
His left arm is totally red. His whole left arm is red.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I'd be okay even if they didn't explain it. I'd be like, he's a robot, he got a new arm. But maybe he is with Luke Skywalker, and Luke did go to the dark side. Well,
And Luke did that to his arm. He ripped his arm off and said, if I can't have a real hand, you can't have an arm.
No, it's because he lost at that hollow chess game to him. He's like, but Master Luke, you're not a Wookiee.
Wookiees let me win.
I'm Nathan K, and you're listening to Fair Enough Podcast. A short time ago, not too far away in the galactic scheme of things, me and Craig sat down to discuss our thoughts on the upcoming Star Wars Episode VII, The Force Awakens. I, for one, am getting more and more excited by the day for this movie. I cannot fucking wait. God, I hope it's good. I really hope it doesn't suck. And lately, I've been thinking a lot about the new characters, about the return of the old cast. By old, I mean the classic trilogy, and, well, now they're all old snoogans. Me and Craig figured if we want to do this episode, we've got to do it soon, because the movie comes out very, very soon. It's only a couple more months, 3 more months or something. That's so exciting. And if we want to get together and speculate about it, now's the time before we start learning more and more. I'm sure throughout the advertising campaign, a lot of the speculations that we've made will probably be denounced as new information comes to light. And of course, once we see this movie, we are going to record a discussion on it. You better bet your ass we're going to. And most likely here on Fair Enough and not on Fairpoint, now that we have this series to do our new movie reviews. And there might be something on the YouTube too. Regardless, we've got this episode for you. We discuss Kylo Ren, we discuss Captain Phasma, Poe Dameron, Finn and Rey, BB-8, C-3PO's new red arm, as you heard in the intro, the current state of the Empire or the galaxy. There's so many things we didn't touch upon. I mean, one notable thing that's been on my mind about this new Star Wars trilogy that we really didn't touch upon at all is I feel like it should have some connection to the character of Anakin or Darth Vader and his life without having to resort to bringing him back. That'd be fucking stupid. But that the 6 movies that already exist are very clearly telling the story of Darth Vader, of Anakin Skywalker. Now, I guess if you add 3 more tales that have to do with the Empire, you could just retroactively be like, okay, well now all 9 episodes have to do with the Empire. You know, and that makes sense too. Maybe you're just telling the story about the rise and fall of the Empire and that history. I mean, truth be told, they're telling the story of the Star Wars universe is awesome. It's really popular, and let's keep making movies and making money and making toys and all that shit. But again, that doesn't mean it's not going to be a great movie. It very well may kick ass. It very well may suck. We won't know for a couple more months. But I don't want this intro to last a few months, so I'm going to back out. Just so you guys are aware, the audio quality will not be totally up to par. Me and Craig did Skype this conversation, so while my voice will be crisp and clear, Craig is being recorded over a Skype call. So we hope you'll forgive the shitty audio. I mean, apparently you will. You're forgiving the shitty audio in our intros to the episodes, like right now, which I just record straight through my shitty laptop mic. So whatever. Also, I do want to let you guys know that while we try to stay away from politics, for the most part, not as a rule, but, you know, we don't want to alienate any listeners. We do touch a little bit on politics, kinda. So the end of the conversation is kind of discussing the upcoming presidential election. And if you're just listening to this episode because you're a Star Wars fan, You don't need to dip out once we start getting into politics. If you enjoyed the episode up until that point, you'll still enjoy that portion of the conversation. And I'm going to meet you back here at the end anyway to talk about some other things we've got coming up. Anyway, like I said, I'm getting out of here. I'll meet you guys back at the end. Enjoy the conversation.
Okay, so not a lot is known about what's going to happen in this new Star Wars movie, right? I mean, everybody's just wrought with anticipation, right?
I am. I guess I can't speak for everybody. I'm getting more and more excited by the day, so.
Seriously, it's just like it's building up inside, and we've gotten now 3 teaser trailers to speculate away on what this all could lead to.
Yeah, if anybody hasn't seen that third one, go ahead and look it up. It's only like 15 seconds long, but that's...
Seriously, just hit pause real quick. I mean, you go picture-in-picture now with the new iPhones, right? So,
yeah.
Do that.
Yeah, go picture-in-picture on our podcast.
Yeah, our podcast to YouTube.
Just listen to the audio of our podcast over the trailer. It's like a Dark Side of the Moon thing.
Pause us. Take a pause us for a second.
I've got a lot of speculations. Like I said, I'm getting more and more excited by the day, and that's awesome because I hate when Dark Knight Rises came out. Everybody listening knows we're both big Batman fans, or else where were they the last 3 episodes?
Right.
When Dark Knight Rises came out, I remember me and you having a beer or two before the movie. We're getting together, getting hyped for it, and I was like, this sucks because I want to be in a Batman mood, but lately I've been in a Star Wars mood. I don't know if you remember that.
Are you still in that Star Wars mood?
No, it's not just been a sustained 3-year Star Wars mood.
Sustained Star Wars mood this whole time.
Are you kidding me?
Damn,
Jurassic World.
And you're saying Jurassic Park or Jurassic World was your big thing that you were waiting for?
I was going to say Jurassic World just came out.
Star Wars mood since Dark Knight Rises?
Well, I was totally in a Jurassic Park mood all through the anticipation for Jurassic World, and hopefully this Star Wars mood I'm in can last till December because I'm fucking pumped for this movie right now. God, I hope it's good.
All that needs to happen is somebody needs to give you a Star Wars gift for Christmas. Bam, you're back in it.
Shit, is that foreshadowing?
I don't know. All of Nathan's friends, just get them. Everybody gets you nothing but Star Wars gifts.
Well, it comes out a week before Christmas. Me and my friends from high school might be trying to go see it on Christmas Day, though.
Secret Santa.
So I guess the best way to do this would just be to go character by character, and just predict what we think's going to happen with these characters. Yeah,
I mean, that sounds like a solid game plan to try to start with. I think is going to branch out into something crazier and different by the end.
Yeah, and I guess more so discuss possibilities rather than predict. So maybe we will make some predictions, but a lot of this is just, so maybe this could happen or this could happen. We don't know any more than anyone else does. So, I mean, Luke Skywalker,
being reprised by Mark Hamill. That's the cool thing. They're all coming back, right?
Oh my God, that's so exciting. I'm so pumped just to see the old cast back together again.
So clearly, this movie is at least 20 plus years set into the future.
It's 30 years after Return of the Jedi.
Okay. Yeah. And obviously things have gone back to shit, apparently. There's a new Imperial presence.
There is. We may be
Or
jumping...
have they just been sustained in shit? Like, killing the Emperor and Vader didn't do anything. And, they're just like, okay, well, now these other 2 jackholes are going to take their place.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about that a little bit later when we start talking about some of these new characters. I have some of my own theories.
I'm sorry, I get too excited.
I have some of my own theories. But, so Luke Skywalker, how does that
so let's go back. Let's go back to the original Skywalker.
Yeah, so, I mean, were you going somewhere
Not in canon original, but original in time,
Yeah, so
Skywalker.
Were you going somewhere with that relating to Luke Skywalker, the new Empire?
Maybe.
In other words, no.
I was getting off on a tangent about what's happening.
Okay.
Like, what's going on in that world. I guess I've already screwed the pooch on trying to talk character by character.
Well, he is dressed in like a black cloak, and I mean, the last time we saw him at the end of Return of the Jedi, he was
braiding Leia's hair and playing with Ewoks and looking at his family, this Jedi family, and
sure. But what I was saying was that he was all dressed in black, like when he confronted the Emperor and Darth Vader and everything, like last we left him, there was this great dilemma of, is he going to, in the expanded universe even, which is scrapped now, didn't he kind of go to the dark side after Return of the Jedi?
I never read any of those comics or books.
Okay, fair enough.
I think I heard something like that.
I think he did.
Maybe, so Luke's like gets bored and he's like, I'm just going to be bad now.
I'm just going to be Batman?
Bad.
Oh, I'm just going to be bad now. Luke just gives up and he's like, yeah, I'm just going to be Batman. I'm Womp Rat Man.
I'm still not even sure what that really is. I just know they're about 2 meters long.
So I don't know. It's very possible he goes dark side. He also... You see his robot hand. He reaches out and touches R2, so he's still got R2.
Yeah, R2 and C-3PO, right?
Do you see him with C-3PO in the trailer?
Oh, so you think like maybe they split?
Well, there's the photos on set in Entertainment Weekly show C-3PO and R2 together, and obviously they're going to have C-3PO and R2 together. Like, even if they are split, they're going to get back together, but that's why I was...
George Lucas would not have sold the rights if that wouldn't happen.
It's in the clause.
It is. It must happen. They must have stupid jokes while on conveyor belts as well.
Yeah, he had a minimum of conveyor belts. In this contract.
Absolutely.
There must be
with the sayings, "Oh, Wood, my dear, this is not my real body."
There must be at least 4 different conveyor belt scenes in the new trilogy. He wanted to say per movie, but they talked him down to throughout the whole trilogy.
Right. They're like, God, can we count the 3 other movies that are being made?
That's why they settled
No, just in the actual trilogy.
They settled
no
on
spin-offs.
They settled on 4 so that he would be pacified that at least one of the movies would have more than 1 conveyor belt scene. The prequels probably don't even have that many conveyor belt scenes, but it feels like they do.
It really felt like
should.
It just because of the end of Attack of the Clones.
So, have you seen C-3PO, his new design in this movie?
Was he in the trailer?
He's not in the trailer, no.
Then no, probably not.
There is a few figures have been released. A few figures were released on Force Friday. There's a picture.
The toys, right?
Yeah, and there's a picture in the Entertainment Weekly, and his left arm is totally red. His whole left arm is red.
Really?
Yeah, and I guess they're going to explain what happened to it in this upcoming comic that comes out in December or November or something. I'd be okay even if they didn't explain it. I'd be like, he's a robot, he got a new arm, but...
he was caught by Rufio's gang and spray painted, tagged. He is now Rufio!
Or maybe he is with Luke Skywalker, like you were saying. Because I was originally thinking it was just Luke and R2, and maybe he would meet back up with C-3PO, and they'd be like, oh, I've missed you, R2. Oh, I haven't missed you at all, you little good for nothing. I don't know.
He's like, shh.
But
it's just like, seriously, shut up.
Maybe he is with Luke Skywalker, and Luke did go to the dark side.
And Luke did that to his arm. He ripped his arm off and said, if I can't have a real hand, you can't have an arm.
No, it's because he lost at that hollow chess game to him. He's like, but Master Luke, you're not a Wookiee. No, I'm pissed off.
Wookiees let me win.
But maybe because red is like the color of Siths, you know what I mean? Red lightsabers, Darth Maul, or like a red mask. Or
red is not. It's a very passionate color, so that makes sense.
So maybe that's. Oh my God! And dude, C-3PO and Luke are like.
Is a very passionate droid, and they have such a great relationship.
They're like brothers. C-3PO was created by Anakin, so maybe.
So it's like his uncle brother.
Well, maybe C-3PO too followed in his father's footsteps. Do you think there's a scene that we missed that's going to be in the special edition when George Lucas says, fuck it, and then mows a bunch of lawns so he can buy the trilogy back and buy the property back?
Bunch of lawns.
And he's like, now I'm going to put in this new scene that I always intended where Darth Vader's like, 3PO, I am your father. And he's like, that's highly improbable, sir.
We aren't even made of the same circuit parts.
Didn't you see how lost I was in episode 4 when I landed on Tatooine? Don't you think I'd remember being created there? That was my horrible, horrible C-3PO impression. I'm really intrigued. I kind of like seeing it with the red arm. I mean, it's almost just indicative that, like, time has passed and things are...
Yeah, new fashions come out, and...
Yeah, and things...
I think it's totally a fashion move.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, watch. Half the new characters probably have red arms.
All have red arms, yeah. Just one.
You're such a poser, C-3PO.
He's always been a follower.
Well, it's because Max Rebo started donning the red arm, and then all those little teenage fangirls and fanboys started doing it.
Yep. And then once My Chemical Romance started doing it, it was over.
My Chemical Romance, who is, of course, the band that's playing in the cantina in the special edition when George Lucas buys it back.
Wow, there's a new band.
I always intended for Screamo to be in the original Star Wars trilogy, but the technology hadn't been invented yet.
We just hadn't found the right singer.
We had just discovered synthesizers. We hadn't discovered emo yet.
It was a primitive time. So you think maybe Luke is the, like, head baddie?
Mm-mm.
Or maybe he's just like...
Absolutely not. I mean, I don't think they're going to have Luke be a bad guy, but I think it is possible that he may be leaning towards the dark side, or maybe had turned to the dark side, or maybe he trained one of the new... I don't think that the new guy with the lightsaber is supposed to be a Sith, though. Kylo Ren. We're going to talk about that later, but I don't know.
Kylo Ren? Was that the guy with the cross saber?
Yes. I think he's not a Sith, but yeah, we'll get to that in a minute.
I was thinking maybe something different about him. We'll get to him later.
All right, yeah, let's get through these OT characters. I'm a little bitter that Lando isn't going to be in it, but at the same time, I mean, I'd rather them...
He got his own comic.
At the same time, he got his own comic. He got his own toy.
At least.
No, I'd rather...
So it's like a wash, right?
I'd rather they write a good story and make a good cohesive movie that flows.
Then force feed characters for...
Then, yeah, have it just be a roll call. And here's this character and just fan service. And
you remember him and he just comes out, Dirk, coolest man in the galaxy.
You never know. He might be involved in Rogue One.
You better.
Maybe, maybe not. I mean, he doesn't. I don't know. Maybe. You never know. It very well may happen.
He can be involved in any of them, really, especially once they do the bounty hunters and stuff, like focus on them for a movie.
Yeah, I think they're gonna play a big part in Rogue One. So
yeah,
we'll see. What about Han Solo though?
That's so far away right now.
Han Solo though, Han Solo and Chewbacca. I'm so pumped to see Han Solo and Chewbacca again.
Harrison Ford is so determined. He broke his leg while filming this movie and was like, "Fuck it, I'm soldiering on."
So did fucking J.J. Abrams. Or J.J. Abrams
broke his leg too?
He broke like a leg or a rib or something. He's directing so hard out there.
This guy is directing so hard, he's just breaking bones. Like, cameras are, like, falling because they can't handle his awesomeness. He's getting crushed by his own camera crew.
He got knocked over by a lens flare.
That's a solar lens flare.
It's like, so in A New Hope, there was a double sunset? Fucking triple sunset. Fucking lens flares
followed by a quadruple
everywhere.
Rainbow.
Han Solo, though, I'm pretty stoked on that. We know he plays a part with Finn and Rey, who are John Boyega and Daisy Ridley's new characters that we're going to talk about in a bit. We know.
Yeah, do you think maybe he's running this like group now of rebels?
I don't know. I think Princess Leia is probably still. I think she is, because again, with a relation to the another new character, Poe Dameron. He's the X-wing pilot you see in the trailer. The actor said something about how a certain princess gives him a mission or something.
Well, obviously, there's only one princess, Princess Leia, duh.
Only one princess in that galaxy.
She's the princess of the galaxy.
And I think they're called the Resistance, not the Rebel Alliance.
Because they have to do something different, because it obviously didn't work last time.
Well,
change their name, get himself a little more motivation.
Last time there was a dominant governmental like power. There was the empire. It was in charge. It was established. And there was the rebel alliance that was like, we have to topple this social hierarchy, this government that rules over us all.
Right.
And
power to the people. Feel the burn.
so perhaps now it's the resistance who, maybe there is an empire trying to rebuild itself, or the powers struggling to maintain control, and they are resisting and trying to maybe protect individual local governments on like like on different planets, their rights to rule their
keep
people.
them from turning bad.
Yeah, I mean that's how it was in the Republic.
Make sure it doesn't happen again.
Not to keep them from turning bad, but to keep their right to rule their own planets outside of the empire or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Something like that. Han Solo, though. All right, this is what I see happening. We've all seen the trailer, and at the end of the trailer, when Han and Chewie are standing there with their guns, they're
smiling stupidly,
standing outside of the fucking Millennium Falcon, and he's like, Chewie, we're home. And then it's and
everybody like
cuts off.
Fangasmed hard.
So here's what I think happens after, in the movie when the fanfare and the title card don't cut that scene off and the scene's allowed to progress. It's like, Chewie, we're home. And then stumbling out of the Millennium Falcon behind them. Yeah, we saw home, Chewie. Chewie, we saw home. We're finally here. Everybody
promised
celebrate.
They would. Put them away.
Jar Jar Binks is the third wheel for Han Solo and Chewbacca throughout the entire movie. Every single time. There's not one scene with Han and Chewie.
That's impossible.
That doesn't also feature. He's like their third co-pilot.
No. I want George Lucas back. He only had him in most of the time, not all of the time.
You know what? I'm not even lying. If they did that, I think I would like it. I think I would just stand up and start clapping in the middle of the theater. Ultimate trolling.
No, you wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like it, and I'll tell you why. Because you'll get so annoyed by the start of the second act, you'll want to throw things at that screen. You might initially say, bravo, you brave son of a bitches, but I fucking hate you. And then you want to burn Disney to the ground.
I would applaud it as the ultimate trolling in the history of mankind. They knew they knew exactly what they were doing. They fucking knew, and they were like, fuck it, we're going to do it. We're going to piss everyone off. This is going to be so funny. And I can just see J.J. Abrams in the back of the red carpet premiere just laughing his ass off as people get up and leave. After like the fourth scene of Chewie, Han, and Jar Jar just ruining everything you wanted to see out of those characters.
Oh, yeah. Oh, your disdain for my movie is making me want to come. J.J. Abrams just coming all over everybody. Like he's at the gym.
Hey, C-3PO! Where you used to get the new arm? This is so
dear
cool.
Lord, please somebody shoot me.
Maybe C-3PO didn't get a new red arm. Maybe some red robot got a new gold body.
But kept the same arm.
Maybe Jar Jar got a new body.
What if C-3PO is Jar Jar?
Check out
played
my
by
gold
Andy
arm.
Serkis.
Or maybe Disney just wants to make C-3PO. Maybe in episode 8, he's going to have two red arms. And then by episode 9, he just looks like Iron Man. And they're just branding.
He'll never look like Iron Man because he doesn't have that atomic nuclear core.
Well, by the episode 9, he will.
No, because Tony Stark's not there to create it. Oh my God, same universe. What if he found it?
Same universe?
What if he found Tony's same universe? What if they now have the same universe, Marvel and Star Wars?
Kingdom Hearts 3. God, I hope there's a Star
Jar
Wars.
Binks gets an Iron Man suit.
Hey, Mr. Avenger now!
Wow, I'm flying!
Wow!
Me so scared. Me shit myself. Sorry, Annie.
Tony Stark is just like, what the fuck is that thing and why is he in my suit? Steve Rogers is like, look, I know you guys are going to make fun of me, but seriously, this is a Disney movie. You can't say fuck. Come on.
No, what happened happens is Jar Jar steals the suit, and he becomes Iron Man in Captain America 3.
Oh, okay. So Civil War really is going to be the ultimate crossover.
Yeah, ultimate. Because now the movie's established.
I still would like it, though, if C-3PO's right arm was just Iron Man's right arm. And he could half fly.
I thought you were going to say if C-3PO's right arm was just Jar Jar Binks.
And his left leg is Patrick Duffy. And a stalk of celery.
Yes.
So, new characters. How about some new characters?
I believe they're all new characters now, going from here out, right? We got so many. Do you want to save the two big ones, Kylo Ren and Finn, for later?
I don't know if I don't know. Are those the two big ones? I guess they are. They're the ones that square off
right?
lightsaber on lightsaber.
Yeah, they seem to be the two main younger characters. Considering the way everybody was talking up Adam Driver because girls think he's awesome or something. I don't know. I never watched Girls, the show Girls.
I was going to say, you watch Girls all the time, you fucking creep.
Oh, those are not girls.
Jesus. I think Rey is going to be a really big character too, though. The girl from
Everybody Loves Raymond, right? Ray Romano?
No, from the Ghostbusters. He was just like, fuck it, if I can't... Dan Aykroyd is like, fuck it, if I can't even be in Ghostbusters 3, I guess I'll be in Star Wars.
He would try to bust any alien he saw.
Ray Romano. He's gonna be I can't. I tried to do a Ray Romano.
Hey, Deborah, I gotta write a sports article, but I don't want to. That's about the gist of his comedy, right?
Ray Romano is gonna be in.
I may not sound like him, but I sure as hell act like him.
I tried, and I went for Jerry Seinfeld. Like, I don't know, I couldn't do it.
What's the deal with all these stormtroopers? I mean, is it even raining out?
If snow troopers go through the snow, flame troopers shoot flames. Storm troopers don't do anything. They just miss their shots and bump their heads. Now I can't even do Jerry Seinfeld. Damn. We'll just go Mitch Hedberg. Mitch Hedberg's easy.
All right, man. Said fuck it.
So, how about Finn and Rey? It seems like to me those are the two. I mean, to most people, it seems like those are the two like main good guys that kind of meet up on that desert planet Jakku. It's not Tatooine.
Yeah. So I find it funny that remember when they first showed the first teaser trailer, and they showed John Boyega taking off the stormtrooper helmet. They're like, "What the hell? A black man is a stormtrooper?" Blah blah blah. Typical stupid rant.
Stupid fan reaction.
Right. Ridiculous. Like so. Anyways,
they're like Christian Bale's playing an Egyptian fucking Jewish guy, but
it's starting to seem that was like not even like. Well, I feel like they seriously jumped to conclusions because clearly he's a good guy and he's just doing the same exact thing that Han Solo did 30 years ago, disguising himself as a stormtrooper.
That's what you think?
That's what I think he was doing.
I think he's an actual stormtrooper.
You think so?
There was an episode, first of all, in Rebels where they showed that they do have stormtrooper recruits. They're not all clones.
Yeah, I know. I watched that. That's a good show. And honestly, I saw the first season.
Yeah, Rebels is pretty sweet. I like the characters.
I would definitely recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, I think he is a stormtrooper who maybe thinks he's doing the right thing. You know what I mean? He's in the army. He's serving the government or whatever, and maybe he
meets up with these guys.
Something happens and he's like, oh shit, that's fucked up, or whatever. Maybe he gets put in a position where he has to run or something, I don't know. And
why didn't anybody recover the downed Star Destroyer that was in the desert?
Oh, I don't know.
You just you got to think all the Sand Peoples and the little Jawas are mining that shit, right?
It's not on Tatooine. It's not Tatooine.
It's a desert though, so I assume that there's those creatures
that on
any desert planet.
The same life forms evolved like light years away.
If it's even if it's just like a different form of scavengers to the desert native scene of that area.
I don't think there'd be Jawas and Sand People. What do you call them? Tusken Raiders. I don't think
Tusken
they'd be
Raiders. So yeah, Sand People is offensive. Tusken Raiders.
There's Rey, though, the girl. She's a scavenger on that planet, and she's got the little BB-8 droid, I think. I think that's supposed to be her droid.
The cute little guy that they are selling to people?
It's like a soccer ball droid is what they're calling it.
Yeah, it's like a little ball with a little droid mouse head on top of it.
BB-8 looks cool, and it's a practical effect, and you can buy a little mini one that you can remote control that, like...
Yeah, that's insane.
Oh, my God, it's so amazing. They have them at the mall. It's so cool. But,
I want one, but, I mean, maybe if, like, they added a suction, like a vacuum, like a DJ Roomba type thing... It'd be a little more practical to buy. It'd be like I can like explain to myself why I bought it.
BB-8 is fucking adorable, though. I love the design.
Clearly, yeah.
And my favorite Star Wars character is R2-D2, and I feel like even if he's not your favorite Star Wars character, you have to admit in the original trilogy, R2 has so much personality. I would say he has the most personality of any character in that movie, and it's amazing because he doesn't have a face, he doesn't have eyes. Even Pixar had to give Wall-E big eyes that could make expressions.
All he does it all with like beeps, boops, and spinning.
And they could convey his personality. You could empathize with it without any indicators, and that's amazing to me. And I really hope that BB-8 also has a great personality, but that it's not just an R2 clone personality-wise. You know,
it's like the Jar Jar Binks of droids.
No, I hope it's not the Jar Jar Binks of droids.
It's overly just. Oh God,
But like
just smothering me with his cuteness.
The droid on Rebels, I don't remember its name, but
he's cool.
What is it?
He was cool.
Oh yeah,
I can't remember his name either.
He has his own distinct personality separate from R2's, and it's great. And I hope
it's also a different droid though. It's a different type of droid. It's not an R2 unit.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying it.
But it was cool when they did interact. R2 and this unit interacted in Rebels. That was awesome.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw that episode.
And I just hope that BB-8 likewise has its own personality. And that droid from Rebels is based on the initial concept art for R2-D2.
Yeah, I think they used them in like the games and stuff. Like Knights of the Old Republic had that same kind of droid. It was like a TI droid or something like that.
It's not an astromech droid, is it?
I can tell you in a few seconds.
Chopper is his nickname. It's C110P. It is an astromech droid.
Is it?
Yes.
Chopper.
Well, I think R2 is an astromech droid as well. It's just this one's not an R2 unit, right?
Right. Yeah. I think they're all astromech droids. It's just a matter of what model it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Like kind of like cars have a whole bunch of different kinds of models.
Dude, how cool would it be if Chopper fucking showed up in this movie? Or in, like, Rogue One. He would be even better in Rogue One.
Any of them, yeah, that would be amazing. Like, can you just imagine him and R2 having another tiff again? Now him, R2, and little BB-8.
And C-3PO, and his arm, Jar Jar.
and Patrick Duffy.
And Patrick fucking Duffy. And a stalk of celery.
Oh, man, that's just garnish for the wings and blue cheese.
But no, in Rogue One, R2 is probably not going to be in Rogue One. You know, it's the people that steal the Death Star plans. It would make sense for somebody from Rebels who started, was there at the beginning of the Rebel Alliance to maybe be there. Because it takes place...
It really would. That'd be
It
sweet.
takes place before Episode 4, which is the same time period Rebels takes place.
Well, I mean, I'm curious to find out what happens to those two Jedi from Rebels.
Right. Well, as long
something bad has to happen.
As long as they want to keep the show going, they're not going to tell us that.
They tell us that, and then somebody's just like, okay, now I'm done. Done with it all. Don't need to watch the show anymore. I don't care about their crazy hijinks.
Well, no, but they don't want to, set what their ending is and then keep doing it. You know what I mean? Say it ahead of time. That doesn't make any sense. It kills dramatic tension, and it stifles creativity. Sort of like George Lucas.
You beat me to it.
George Lucas is directing. post 1980 whatever.
The original Star Wars trilogy, that's one thing we can absolutely say thank you, Fox, too, for keeping George Lucas's hands out of the, like, total thing.
Like,
you
yeah,
had no
like,
full control in any of those movies.
The same fucking co-writers co-writing this one. Like, I trust it.
Oh my God! What if we're seeing the deep end from the other spectrum?
And George Lucas was also still consulted in the best way he probably could be, which was to
not talk to at all.
Which was not at all. No, I'm just kidding. Which was they would ask him things like, well, does this make sense? No, that doesn't make sense in the Star Wars universe because this is how this works in the Star Wars universe. They'd be like, okay, so what if we did this? Yeah, I guess that would make sense. Like it did not to do with necessarily the story, maybe some things to do with the story, but like, you know what I mean? Like a creative consultant in that sense, but they were able to creatively create their own characters and story and whatnot, just consulting him about the technical and historical and, you know, like stuff like that.
Right, because he has their whole universe mapped out in his brain still. Like, he's living the life there now. He's done. He's checked out from the real world.
And, of course, there's Poe Dameron, the X-Wing pilot. I don't think there's that much interesting to say about him yet, at least.
Yet.
And Andy Serkis has a role. Andy Serkis is playing the...
King Kong.
Yes.
God damn it. Gollum.
All of them.
No, not this one. Shit.
All of them.
Any other monster.
Disney bought all those properties.
Planet of the Apes monkey.
The twist at the end is that Star Wars Episode 7 is Kingdom Hearts 3. That's why it took so long to come out.
Oh, boom. And instead of it being an RPG game, it's a just watch.
It's a feature motion picture. Andy Serkis is playing the leader, the master of Kylo Ren, who is, as we said, the dark cloaked cross lightsaber crazy mask.
You know who I think that is?
Who?
This is my little...
It's Darth Vader. He's not dead.
No. Darth... Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Darth Vader is... I'll get to him in a minute, okay? I'll get to Darth Vader in a minute. He is not dead.
Oh, God.
Kidding. I'm kidding. No, did you ever play Star Wars Force Unleashed?
No, I've played it maybe once, but I know what it is.
Okay,
I've
the main character, Starkiller,
yes,
is a clone. He's actually a clone. That's why he was back in the second game, because he was just cloned again. I'm thinking, what if somebody found Darth Vader's little secret project, and you know, like this was another clone they made, but they kept him hidden. And, you know, after the events of that, he's the one that's, like, now running things in the background. And Starkiller is rebuilding the dark side from, like, the dark option choices.
Oh, you think so? Okay. While I do think... I don't know if that game is still considered one of the things that's kept canon or not. But
because it was... I mean, LucasArts was like, yeah, this is now canon for what happened in between 3 and 4.
They did say that, but now it's really narrow.
Disney said, no. But I think this is one thing they should keep, maybe.
And I don't see them maybe reaching that far, though, in the movie to, like, expect the general audience to... You know what I mean?
Starkiller is? Yeah. But, I mean... Let's put it this way. The hardcore fans that play the game and love it would be like, oh my God, that's so awesome. And the people that don't know it will, regardless of who they put there, unless it is Darth Vader, will be like, oh my God, that's so awesome.
Well, we know...
Because it still won't know who it is.
We know that he's the leader of the First Order, and he's got all these First Order stormtroopers under his command. We've seen that in the trailer. And I think maybe that... So I don't think he's a Sith. I think he's something else. Like maybe the First Order is its own type of cult type thing. They have their own sort of religious beliefs or whatever that have to do with the Force, sort of like the Sith and the Jedi do. But maybe they tap into it in a different way, in their own way or something. I think when they killed the Emperor, they destroyed the second Death Star. They toppled the Empire.
That's when the Empire just gave up because, you know, God, this is so expensive. We can't build a third Death Star.
That's how politics and governments and people dedicated to a cause and everything. That's how it usually happens. People are just like, oh well, let the insurgents have their way. Princess Leia's president now, and
foil me once, shame on you. Foil me twice. I'm not paying for a third.
Okay, maybe I will. If you give me a good deal. So once they deposed the leader, destroyed the Death Star and all that, and supposedly, brought down the Empire, what that does, there's still a system in place. There's still a government in place. I'm sure they have a contingency for the death of leaders. There's still people fiercely committed to the cause, generals, politicians, actual people in the armed services. So
because basically, for all the higher ups are actual evil people.
What that probably does, though, in a system like that, in a dictatorship and shit like that, is creates a power vacuum where people will be vying for control. So what I think is that maybe the First Order sort of stepping in and taking that control and getting support from stormtroopers, sign up with us. And I think there's someone else. I think Captain Phasma is the leader.
Gwendolyn Christie?
Yes. That's the dragon.
Brienne of Tarth.
That's the dragon girl from Game of Thrones, right?
No, not at all. She's Brienne of Tarth.
I don't fucking watch Game of Thrones.
She's a knight. She's basically the only female knight in Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
Badass.
Cool. Sweet. I think she, and that of course is the Chrome Stormtrooper underneath that helmet, is badass Samus Aran. And
of course.
I think she is maybe leading her own sect of I think she's like the Che Guevara that wants to say, no, fuck the First Order taking power, fuck the Resistance taking power. I have my own idea. And I think her and Kylo Ren are sort of vying for control of the Empire, while the Resistance, the former Rebel Alliance, they view both of them as bad guys and are fighting back against any continued
They're just like, no,
empire.
how about, we'll let you guys fight each other for a little bit, and then we'll come in and finish you off.
Yeah, they both want to continue the Empire, whereas the Resistance doesn't, but they have their own, and they're probably enemies themselves. I think that's dope, and I don't think either of those characters will die or anything in this movie. I think that's going to be a continued struggle going forward in this trilogy. That's my main prediction and theory. That, and that Jar Jar Binks will be the third wheel on the Millennium Falcon.
Right. Well, the other one that I was thinking really was...
Is that Jar Jar Binks is the third wheel vying for control of the Empire?
Close. You're so close.
Misa give you world power. Join the Jar Jar side.
When he finally got a little bit of power in the Senate, he just let Palpatine take control. So he's maybe the catalyst that starts...
Misa learned from Misa mistakes.
Jar Jar Binks is officially the worst. He is the Britta of the Star Wars universe. No, I was thinking, when Supreme Leader Snoke finally turns around, you see Andy Serkis's face, and he finally unrobes himself. It's like, oh my god, it's Gollum. It is going to be Gollum. He's going to go.
No, you don't think it's going to be Caesar?
What it's all about? He's just trying to find the ring.
No, you don't think it's going to be Caesar from Planet of the Apes, and he's just trying to institute a simiocracy, which I'm assuming that's a word I just made up. It means a government run by apes.
Yeah, a simian government.
I like simiocrat. I'm voting simiocrat in the next election. Koko for president.
Let's be realistic. It'll be 2024.
Is Koko?
We can finally.
Is Koko still alive?
No.
Oh.
I doubt it. Do they have? I don't know what the average lifespan of a gorilla would be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because if I'm still alive, 10.
Hold on, you're breaking up there. I think you're back now. What'd you say?
I don't exactly know what the average lifespan of a gorilla is. If it's more than 30 to 40 years, then yeah, she's probably still alive. But if it's less, chances are no.
I think gorillas can live for a while. Let's look it up. Average. Oops, I spelled average wrong.
What everybody wants to hear about and learn about when they're listening to a Star Wars Episode 7 discussion.
Lifespan. Well, it's getting political, okay? We don't normally like to set our foot in and draw lines in the sand politically, tell you who to vote for or whatever.
Well, I'm a registered simiocrat.
But you should vote for Koko. Gorilla's average lifespan is 35 to 40 years. So let's see. Koko the Gorilla. Well, she was born in 1971, so she's probably dead. No! Oh my god, Koko the Gorilla is still alive.
35 miles south of San Francisco.
Dude. Oh my god, you want to go visit Koko?
I wouldn't mind it. Dude, she's got her own. She's got not just one, but 2 separate outdoor play areas.
Dude.
She has her own trailer where
Koko, you
she
changed.
says,
Koko,
don't even come to get me from my trailer until you meet my demands.
Koko, you changed. You totally changed, Koko.
Yeah, Koko.
Hit it
Koko
big.
Beware.
I bet that lady that knows the sign language doesn't even hear from you anymore. What's her name? Patterson? Something Patterson?
Yeah, Grimaldi.
I bet she doesn't even call her anymore. She's still
probably
like,
not.
I don't have any new friends. Yeah, sure you don't.
Yeah,
Sure
Coco's now like just hanging out with Jay-Z and shit.
Koko, Donald
Living
Trump.
the life, rock starring it up with Adam Levine.
She's not hanging out with Donald Trump, or else I'm
No,
definitely
not.
Definitely
Donald
not.
Trump's trying to send Coco back to like Mexico or something.
I will draw that line in the sand. Don't fucking vote for Donald Trump. If you're gonna vote for Donald Trump, fuck you. Is it okay if we draw that line in the sand?
Well, considering how my stance on him is that he is the living caricature of what a stereotypical Republican looks like. Like those wacky, over the line, not even a real person is like this, caricatures of them. He actually is. He's that.
Playing a fucking part every day. That's why Stephen Colbert had the good sense to back out of the election when he realized people were actually going to vote for him.
Yeah.
He had the decency.
And he would have had he probably would have had a good Republican backing.
Stephen Colbert?
They legitimately thought that he would be welcome at the White House to talk about Bush, to toast Bush. Oh, the ultimate troll.
I think they were trying to
talk about the ultimate troll, Stephen Colbert, sir.
I think they were trying to be like, hey, see, we're funny. Why don't you guys appreciate us too? Well, we don't mind a little ribbon. It's all in good nature. It's all in good fun, right? Everything Stephen Colbert says is all in good fun. But
they were eviscerated, man.
Stephen Colbert obviously had a bunch of people who were aligned politically with him. That is to say, left wing, because obviously he's playing an exaggerated caricature of a right wing. Pundit, and they were going to vote for him, and he was like, I can't in good conscience let these people vote for me instead of an actual candidate that's not just a comedian who's trying to make a point. So he backed out of the race, and that's good. That's responsible and decent. Come on, Donald Trump, be responsible and decent. It was funny.
Because we want Jeb Bush to win. Ted Cruz.
No. We're not getting political here. We're just saying fuck Donald Trump, okay? That's not political because he's not a fucking goddamn politician. Moving on.
He's a businessman that somehow has managed to fail most of the businesses he's been a part of and yet still stay rich. So that's what you have to look forward to if he's in charge. He's going to fail the country but still stay rich.
Vote for Koko.
Vote for Koko.
Well, that's that episode of Fair Enough, and we are 47 minutes closer to the release of Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. In the meantime, if you're trying to stay busy, we have a whole backlog of episodes. There's 98 episodes of Fairpoint waiting for you to catch up on, so you'll be ready to hear the episode 100 spectacular that's coming soon. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's like a feature-length movie, but it's a podcast. It's pretty cool, but you're not going to be able to fully appreciate it or probably really appreciate it at all if you're not very familiar with our backlog of episodes. So please go check out Fairpoint Podcast. Please go check out our other series, Sylph Radio, a Pokemon-centered podcast. It's all in the title right there. It's a podcast about Pokemon, and it's like Fair Enough or Fairpoint, irreverent, not for kids, unless they're smart kids. I believe that smart kids can watch and listen to edgy stuff, and it can make them more intelligent, and they grow up to be more reasonable and skeptical and cynical, sure, but those can be good traits to have in life. Of course, do it behind your parents' backs. Don't just let your kids, I don't know. This is why I don't have kids. I have a podcast, okay? Also, wherever you're listening, if you found this on YouTube, if you found this on iTunes, we would really, really appreciate if you'd give us a like. If you don't want to like it, give us a comment. If you don't want to comment, give us a subscribe. Well, that doesn't make sense. If you really like it, subscribe. We're not going to twist your arm, but every little bit that you do helps the podcast. If you leave a comment, it helps us get exposure. YouTube will show the video to more people. iTunes will rank the podcast higher. And anyone coming to visit for the first time can look and get an accurate idea of what to expect. Even if you didn't like it, leave us a negative comment. That's cool. We like the criticism. We will try to make ourselves better. I mean, whether or not you want to be an asshole about it, that's up to you. But as always, constructive criticism and childish insults alike are both welcome. Please go like us on Facebook. It's a great way to keep up to date about everything that's going on. If you're not a Facebook follower, you probably didn't even know this series existed unless you stumbled upon it. You didn't know what's going on with the 100th episode, where we've been. And there's all sorts of other content that you're missing out. We share art, we share videos, we just share cool links that we think will vibe with our fan base. It's not just a promotional tool for our stuff, it's all-around enhancement. Also, we're making an effort to post more on our Tumblr, so if you like cool pictures and art and all that, and you have a Tumblr, follow us on Tumblr. Even if you don't have a Tumblr, just go check the Tumblr out. There's a lot of cool pictures there. I have so many pictures just saved on my hard drive because I love art and photography and all that. And I keep the stuff that I post to the Fairpoint Tumblr limited to stuff that we've covered on the podcast. I've actually debated whether or not I should post Pokemon stuff, as far as Sylph Radio on there, or if I should create Sylph Radio's whole entire Tumblr, or I don't know. You guys let me know. Get in touch. We want to hear from you. You can hit us up on Twitter at FairpointPod. You can send us an email, fairpointpodcast@yahoo.com. Leave a post on our Facebook or send us a private message. Or even just ask us a question in the comments if there's a comment box wherever you listen to this. We got more Fair Enoughs in the pipeline. Keep listening. Next week on Sylph Radio, we're talking about one of the Kanto gym leaders. If you're not a Pokemon fan, that was a bunch of gibberish and nonsense. If you are a Pokemon fan, you're intrigued. So intrigued that you're going to go right over to Sylph Radio and click subscribe just so you can find out which gym leader we're covering next week. From the Secret Room, I'm Nathan Capisser, and I'm a proud supporter of Koko the Gorilla for President 2016. Now get the fuck out there and seize the day. I think when they killed the Emperor, they destroyed the second Death Star, they toppled the Empire. Do you need a second?
Yeah, kind of. I'm sorry. What do you need? Oh. 1 second, Nathan.
Yeah.
Can you see me?
No.
You're good. she's naked, so.
Oh, okay.
I'm sitting on a pile of clothes. Because it's too loud in the other room. Good? Wait, hold on. Come back here.
What?
Make sure you got everything you need.
Is that Sarah?
Yeah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi. I can't find my Sephora shirt, but I have one in the other room.
There's a bunch of them in here.
I don't know who else it would be. I don't know why I had to ask that. I don't know. Maybe it was Casey. Like, she's always naked, Craig. She's always naked and sitting on a pile of clothes.
Not true.